Hello, thank you for joining. I'm Clay Souza. I'm a wedding and portrait photographer in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. And we are here at Clay Souza Official every Monday and Wednesday at 8:08 p.m. to talk about photography. Mostly focus on flash photography, lighting, um, composition, and posing and directing, because those are the three pillars for an amazing photography. So and that's what we want to create. We want to make you all amazing photographers by helping you with those topics. So and also on this in this channel every day we're posting something about relating to those topics. All right, so if you could do me a favor, just hit the paper plane there and share this live with your friends. Invite somebody who you think would benefit from this live. So let's get it going. Give them some hearts there, guys. Show them some love. So if Instagram can push a button right there into the heart thing, and that's make those hearts go up. That makes Instagram help us with exposure on those videos. I think my color is messed up here. All right, cool. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you. I'm seeing hearts going up there. Come on, keep hitting that heart. Keep hitting that heart, and the airplane, the paper airplane there to tell your friends that we're here talking about photography. So every Monday and Wednesday, 8:08 p.m. Eastern time. So as I start every day, every time I'm here live, I start with questions. And this past week we were at Shutterfest. I have a bunch of friends here from Shutterfest. Thank you guys. Thank you for the love. We made great connections there. We did like 2 sunrise shootings, were amazing, and we did a few talks here and there. And everywhere we go, we have people stopping us and taking selfies and asking questions. It is a great atmosphere. Thank you so very much for my Shutterfest friends, and thank you so very much for folks who are here. And if you haven't been to Shutterfest yet, please, April next year. Plan ahead of time. April next year. It's definitely a photography conference that we have never seen before. The format is great, and it's a great community. Very good friendship happening there. Yeah. Well, yeah, would have been amazing, right? Yeah. Well, plan for next year. Next year we're going to be there in April again. And next year I have a wedding on I think Surfest is Tuesday and Wednesday. I have a wedding on the Friday after, so I will go earlier because I have to leave on Thursday. But still, we're going to have the sunrise shooting, and we're also going to have we have a few things planned. Timing along, we're going to have something like talk at the table, where we're going to sit down at a table, around the table, and talk about photography. A little bit more calm, a little bit less crazy than everything else is. So let's get into the topic today. Before I get to the topic, let me answer 3 other questions that came from my DM this past week. So one of them was about CTB. If you don't know, CTB stands for color temperature blue. When you're doing like a white shift balance, like if you guys were on my sunrise shooting at Shutterfest, we did that. We dialed the Kelvin on the camera really high to get more orange on the sky, but our subject's also going to be orange. So we put a blue CTB, color temperature blue. That's what it stands for. CTB, color temperature blue. We put one of those color CTB gels on the flash to offset the orange on people's face, and the skin tones go back to normal. So the question was how do you know which CTB to use? Because CTB, they come in different shapes. They come 1/4 CTB, 1/2 CTB, and full CTB, right? So we need to know which one. And the answer is not that complicated. The answer is the higher your Kelvin is, if you up to 10,000, you will have to use a full CTB. Okay, and if it's lower, around 8,000, 7,000, you probably can get by with a half CTB. All right, this is what happened at Shutterfest. When the sun started coming up a little bit, it was not very orange, so we bumped the Kelvin all the way up to 10,000, and then we use a full CTB on the flash. So when we shoot as the sun rose, so the sun became more orange, right? As we could see more the sun, it became more orange. So I decreased the Kelvin. I bumped the Kelvin down to between anything between 7,000 8,000 because it was getting way too orange, way too fake. The skies that I'm talking about, the skies were getting a little bit too fake. So we bumped down to 7,000 8,000, and then the subject started to get too blue because the CTB, the full CTB, was too strong on the flash. Then we removed the CTB, the full one, and put a half one there. So as your Kelvin goes down, you need to replace those CTBs to something a little bit weaker. It can't be a full CTB, okay? But again, the beautiful thing about digital photography is that it's not costing money, right? In the film times, every time we shot, we got we're spending money. With digital, it's not like that. Just shoot, look at the image. Remember that we did a whole video on how to look at your image, how to critique your image. So when you look on the back of the camera, don't look just for the composition, look at those details, get the image at 100%. Okay, and then you can see if the subject's too orange or if the subject's too blue, and then you make adjustment accordingly. Okay, so that's the one for the CTB. That's a check here. And the other question that I got, this is one I got from Short and Fast. I got from a bunch of people. How do you know where to place the flash? Right side, left side. One thing that tells me which side I'm going to put the flash on is how the subject parts the hair. If they part the hair to the left, then I'm going to put the light on the right. Why is that? If you put the light on the longest part of the hair, there's a chance that the light's going to hit the hair and create a shadow on the face, right? So you always want to shoot on the part that is totally free of hair and open to the camera, so open to the flash. Okay, so that's one way to look at that. Also look at the light, at the sun. So if you have a lot of sun come this way, we're shooting, I was helping Brandon one of his classes, outside classes, and there was a lot of sun coming in one single direction, right? So what we did, that we used the sun as the key light, and we positioned the flash on the other side just to feel a little bit of light, because it was a 100% split. There was a lot of light on this side and not light at all on this side, because the sun was coming down this way here, right? So what we did, we used the sun as the key light and use this flash as a fuel light on the other side of the model, right? And exactly what happened. So she had long hair on this side where the flash was. I have to keep asking her to move the hair back so we didn't get shadow on the face from the hair. Okay, so watch for in a nutshell, where to place the flash, watch for which direction they part the hair, number one, and number two, which direction the sun is coming. All right, if you use the sun as main light and flash as the fuel light. All right. Another question that I got was the TTL not precise, not accurate. So if you don't know, TTL is kind of an auto for your flash, right? TTL stands for through the lenses. So the camera is going to send a signal, get back how much light it needs. It's going to send the signal to the flash to know how much light outputs. I talked about this. We did a whole series on high-speed sync and flash and TTL modes. I talked about this. I don't use TTL because it's not accurate at all, right? So it's always like messing up, and usually that happens because when you shoot a flash that's not the same brand of your camera. Let's say I shoot Godox, right? I shoot Flashpoint Godox and shoot a Canon camera. So if I had a Canon flash on my camera, that would be much more precise than the Godox. So the Godox tends to be, for me at least, it tends to be a little bit off when we dive. There's always the flash exposure compensation, flash exposure compensation on your camera. You can go -3 or +3 depending if it's dark or lighter. But you know, I'll tell you this, avoid a little bit TTL if you're having issues with that. If you're not having issues, that's fine, shoot TTL, but it's always good to shoot manual, learn how to see the light, learn how to make changes to the light. Otherwise, do not rely much on what the camera tells you, because the camera lies to you. You may not believe this, but your camera lies to you. Yeah, you pay a lot of money for a camera and it still lies to you. And this is what I'm going to talk about tonight. So tonight, I think those are the 3 questions that we have for tonight. We're going to stop here with the questions, otherwise we don't have time to talk about what we're going to talk about. All right, so the topic for tonight is posing men, right? Posing males. So how is different from posing females? Why it's important to know how to pose and all of the good stuff. So remember, the goal of this Instagram account is to get you guys to create amazing photography, all right? To have an amazing photography. And the one way to have an amazing photography is knowing how to pose. Posing goes hand to hand with directing. So there are 3 main pillars that I believe, this is my belief, that those 3 main pillars, they make amazing photography, right? So if you miss one of them, it's going to be good, but it's not going to be amazing. And the 3 pillars are lighting, okay, composition, and posing. Posing goes hand to hand with directing. If you don't know how to direct, you're going to have issues posing. I hear a lot of people saying, but the subject wasn't doing what I was asking them to do. Well, most of the time it is an issue with the way you're directing the subject, okay? And we're going to have a full live one day with a person, with a real model here, or Danny, somebody where I can go hands-on class. I'm going to show you how I direct, how I pose, all of that good stuff, right? But for today, that's to be on the theory here. Things that we need to think about when you're posing men. 1, men usually don't like having the pictures taken. I'm still to find a guy who gets to we all know we shoot weddings, and a groom or a groomsman who really comes in, I love having my picture taken, have my picture taken. So I still to find that out there. So guys don't like having their pictures taken. What does that mean to us? It means that we need to be fast, we need to be efficient, we need to make it as easy for them as we can, right? And they will do what you ask them to do. As long as you move fast, the longer you take to get where you want to be, the harder it's going to be, because they're going to stop cooperating at some point, okay? On a wedding day, guys just want to go back to their buddies and drink beer before the ceremony, and that's what they want to do. They want to have fun. We can make posing fun also, but the key thing here is to keep it short, regardless what you're shooting, be it in wedding, be it a headshot or engagement session or birthday party. If you're posing, try to be efficient and fast to the point, okay? And if you look at more technical, curves is what define women, right? You saw on my last live that we're posing women and we're creating curves. Now for guys, what defines guys is chest and shoulders. Big chest, big shoulders. That's always want to make the guy look a little bit stronger than what he really is, okay? So for that, when you're shooting guys, if the guy is short, shoot always a little bit lower, not like low, but lower, a little bit below the eye level. This, if you're shooting up a little bit, is going to make them to look a little bit bigger, and they're going to enjoy it, right? Another thing, even if you're posing, even if you're shooting waist up, and this goes for men and women, all right? Even if you're shooting waist up, you always posing the feet also, because that makes a big difference on the top, right? The bottom makes a big difference on the top, right? So always pose full body, even if you are only shooting waist up, okay? So if the guy is wearing a jacket, I'm going to show you several images on posing male. If a guy, and a lot of them have jackets on because it's mostly weddings. If the guy's wearing a jacket, the top, if it's the two-button jacket, the top button is buttoned up, the second button is open. If they sit down, open the jacket, makes them a little bit free. All right. The easiest way to pose, man or woman, is to practice in front of the mirror, right? Because when you're posing, you have them mirroring you. You have them imitating what you do. And if you don't pose in front of the mirror, if you don't know how it feels, it makes it a little bit harder. So the best way to pose is to get them to mirror you. So get in front of the mirror, practicing those poses. You directing and posing, so you seeing, you watching, and it's much especially feeling how it is to be posed. Okay, so pretty much what I'm saying is, if you ask them to do something, you should know how to do that too. So I mean, Danny has countless pictures of me doing fun stuff when I'm posing, because every time I'm posing a woman, she's always taking pictures. I'm always breaking my hip here, moving my hands like this in a very feminine way to show them how to do that. And yeah, that makes for really good behind the scenes. So you should know what the pose feels to be able to mirror to be able to get them to mirror you. That's the easiest and fastest way to get to a final pose. And remember what I said a few minutes before, you want to go fast because guys don't like having the pictures taken. You need to move fast. All right, positive enforcement. I mean, with men and women, goes for everybody, right? Always being positive. This looks great. Oh, you're looking great on this pose. I love this. This is going to look beautiful in your album. This is going to look beautiful in the wall. Okay. And also, you can also, there's another sentence that I always say, if guys resist a little bit on posing, you can let them do what they want. You just go there and tweak, and you can keep saying, oh, my technique is going to bring the best of you. My technique is going to bring the best of you. This pose is going to bring the best of you. So that gets them more involved with the posing process. All right. Let me start sharing a few pictures here of posing, because you're going to do stand, you're going to be on the window, you're going to do. It's very simple, guys. It's really not complicated to pose, guys. You pretty much want something natural. Guys like hanging stuff, hanging on the wall, on the window, looking away from the camera. I'm going to show you some poses that are from weddings and scenes that I've shot, and we're going to comment on them. Let me share one picture here. So this is one of them. All right. So pretty much natural light here. I still just have a little bit of a few flash on the left here, right? So he's looking towards the light, the natural light that's coming in there. So, and that crop, that is intentional. The crop and the little bit of tilt is intentional, right? I shot wide with no crop, and then I like being creative on my composition, which is something you're going to talk about in another day, composition. I like getting creative with that, but I really like that feel that he's buttoning up his jacket and he's looking out. At least for me, it looks very natural. And all you do is, hey, can you stand here? Let's unbutton the second button now, and you're gonna hold and to look outside, look towards the light over there, and he's looking, and I'm shooting, and I just go like, okay, stop right there. And boom, 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 take 2 or 3 shots, take one looking at me, one looking outside, one looking to the other side, then you have that. All right, that's a very laid back pose and really not complicated to do, very easy. There's nothing there that will be complicated. Okay, remember guys, you don't need to create curves. When you need to create curves, that's when it gets complicated. All right, so let's look at another one. So same groom, same location, same thing, right? I also want to do that to you guys to start doing this. When you get to a location, try to get as many poses on that same location. Stop moving around too much. There's a lot of poses that you can do on a single location. Very same location, same thing, just lean against the rail. Guys like that thing, this is something that we do. We always hanging on rails or windows, that type of stuff. right hand in your pocket, look towards the light, boom, cross your leg like that. Very relaxed, very easy to do, very natural for men to do this. This is one thing that we want to do. We want the pose for the guys to be natural, right? Girls, women, they want to look pretty. Guys want to look natural, and that's what we do for them. Okay, so very simple pose. There's not much there. Watch, look at his right elbow, how it's open to create that gap in between his waist and the arm. Okay, always watch for that. You also create the triangles that we want there. All right. So let's look at another one. Let's see if I have something here. Oh, this is a good sequence here. All right. So there's go. Almost the same pose, right? This is from my friend Brandon. He shot this wedding with me, and I was shooting the bride getting ready, and he shot the groom getting ready. But watch what he did. How clever he was. Same pose there, all right? Almost same pose, just hanging in the rail again, legs crossed, and he did this one, and then right after this one, he picked this one. Same pose, nothing changed. Just look over your left shoulder. Now look at me, and then third one. Just turn him back to the wall, foot on the wall, and just adjusting the cuff link there, and look at the cuff link. All right, and from there you can go. Look at me now, look at the other direction, look at the time, all that type of stuff. See, very simple posing. The guy is just standing there with his foot on the wall. This is very, very natural for guys to do that. If they're talking to their buddies, that's how they would stand. And this is something that I always say, hey, let's do this. And if I find them that they're a little bit stiff, I just go and say, hey, if you're hanging out with your buddies in a situation like this, how would you stand there? And they do what they would do. I would show that adjust a little bit here, and that's what it is. That's why it's fast, and that's why it's efficient and looks natural. Let's pull another one here. There's another sequence here. That's another one. All right, adjusting the button there. All right, adjusting and looking at the camera, and then I did the same posing, same thing. Now you're just gonna go and look at what you're doing, adjusting the cuff link there. All right. See, same pose, same location, same thing. I have a light coming straight from the outside, right? And you can see when I pick this, like I said, women usually don't mind if you take longer posing them, because they're used to this thing, right? They're used to looking at magazines when they're growing up, and they're looking at doing this type of stuff. Guys, you need to be fast. I always try to place my subjects, my male subject. Hey Tamers, hi. So I always try to place my subject where I have good natural light. Okay, so it moves fast. I'm not messing with flash and take longer. I usually have like one field flash on a light stand somewhere. If I need it, I will use that. But this picture here compared to the other one that I showed is the very same picture, right? Just one looking at me and one looking at your hand. Okay, the guys that have a jacket, you can use the hands. You can use the hand inside. This is a little bit more dramatic portrait, right, of this groom. Okay, so the hand inside the pocket, like he's grabbing something, he's looking the other way, right? I have one light camera left. Okay, and that's one light setup, guys. You all know I'm one light setup type of guy. Okay, just grab it there. You see he's pretty much straight there. So very simple, very natural pose. Okay, he's looking off camera. I like when guys are looking off camera. I think that's a little bit better. Let me see one that has a jacket. Oh, that's another one here. You see, that's a very, very aggressive cropping that I have on that picture. All right, I like doing that. It look for me, to me, it look like a editorial in a magazine type of thing, right? I do like that, right? You bring focus to his hands, you bring focus to the cuff link there, right? And it's the very same thing. I just stand here, grab the buttons as if you're going to button up. Actually, if they have the way I direct this, like if they have it button up, I ask them to unbutton it, and then I ask them, okay, look outside now, look at the door, look at the camera, now button up. When they get close to button up, that's when I shoot. Boom, 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 boom. Let them do their thing. It's not like stop here, stop there. Sometimes if they go too fast, I ask them to stop, but I try not to, because like I said in the beginning, when you're posing, guys, you need to be fast, because guys don't like having their pictures taken. Okay, so if you're enjoying this live, if it's being helpful to you so far, hit that heart button there. Let's get some heart, let's get some Instagram engagement here, so Instagram will help us and show this to more people. And also, if you would be kind enough to hit that airplane paper airplane there and share this with somebody who will benefit from this. Thank you guys so very much. Yeah, so that's a very simple one. Let me see one that's a little bit more complicated. Guys love their watches, guys love their sunglasses. I always do one shot like this. Well, as you can see, I'm close to a window there. There's a big window there. Wedding day, there was a lot of light. There's a nice window there, and that's how we're doing. Just hold your jacket here. I'm going to shoot. That's a nice watch. Why not shoot it, right? It's the same thing. So for that pose, like we start shooting. Okay, hold your jacket, look outside, and then I just went like kept the same pose and just got like 3 or 4 or 5 shots of the same pose, just different crops and different tilts and that type of stuff. Okay, so let me see another one that is going to be helpful. Before he puts the jacket on, we shot him putting the watch on, right? Just like that. So same thing, he's close to the window. I think this was all natural light, I guess. I don't remember. It's been a while since I shot the wedding, but I think it was all natural light. But you know, you have to, that one you have to direct a little bit. So because if you just tell them put your watch on, they're going to be doing like this, they're going to be messing with it. No, you get direct, and they're going to be focusing on the band. Now you get them to focus on the watch, and sometimes you have to stop there, take a quick shot and move on. Okay, and then after that we put the jacket on and did the other shot that I just showed you. Okay, let me see here. Let me stop that guy. What else do I have here to show you? Oh, a variation of that shot with the cuff links. Another very aggressive crop on that picture, right? Remember, we also shooting wide. We shot I shot the entire waist up with face, and then I go and do a crop. Because the crop doesn't work, I have the shot. You look a little bit off camera. Looks amazing. Yeah, the couple looks amazing. They look amazing. That one. Here you go. It's a little bit more aggressive also, right? So body away from the light, face back to the light. All right, so there's one thing that bothers me on that picture. I didn't catch it on the day. I'm seeing a lot of white on his eyes, right? If it was today, I would probably direct his eyes to come back towards me a little bit. Nowadays I always like to keep white on both sides of the eyes. These are the things, that the little details that with practice and experience you can start getting better at. So at that point, I think I was more focused on other stuff. I wasn't really paying attention to the eyes, and then once I nailed what I was focused on, I moved more into other things and started paying more attention to the eyes. But still, regardless, it's still a good pose. All right, very simple, guys. Just standing there, you know, and looking the other direction. Let me see what else we have here. Oh yeah, young kids, right? Let's do high school. What is it? I lost it. All right, high school senior. There you go. Not in a jacket, right? Guys, very very simple, very common, very easy for guys to do this. Okay, you sit there, and sitting down you can do a lot of stuff sitting down. I mean, we did a bunch of shots. This was one that I chose. So this one, because it's very natural, right? You always want to be natural as you can be with guys. Okay, if sitting down, always natural. You can see that pose would work well if even if he was a little bit big. He's not, but if he was, we're hiding his belly, we're hiding the folds on the belly a little bit there, right? So that way you don't need to worry about shirt and that type of stuff, right? Pick your angles how you shoot, okay? So that way, excuse me, on that picture we did that pose we did to him with the headphones on, all right, headphones on and hands on the headphones on, hands on the phone, looking up, hands on the headphone, looking up, singing a little bit, looking that way, singing, look one way, put your hand on your knee and bring over here, right there at that location. So the amount of combinations that you can do, this is what I want you guys to be aware of. You don't have to do like one pose and move, another pose and move, another pose and move. No. Explore the location as much as you can, right? Explore it. Do a bunch of shots. Each of the shots is going to be different. Today is Monday. Wednesday, I don't think I'll have time to Wednesday, but for next week, what I'll try to do a live shooting of either model or Danny if here, and I'm going to show you how to get more pictures from the same location. Okay, so stay tuned for that one. Maybe it's going to be on Wednesday, but it's going to depend. Depend how dark it's getting outdoors already. So that kid is there. So another pose. Look, he's just walking towards me, right? All I said, like, put your hands in your pocket and just walk towards me. And he kept walking, the lights moving with him. I used flash for that one. Okay, camera right in that case. And he's walking towards me. And every time we're doing the walking shot, I do the walking shot on a lot of, almost every shoot I do a walking shot.
I couldn't hear what you said.
I'm not talking to you, Siri. Siri is freaking out here. So when you're doing the walking shot, hey Steve. So when you're doing a walking shot, you always want them to looking a little bit at the camera, looking off camera, looking the other way. So that's when you can get a bunch of shots, right? Walk a little bit with the hands out of the pocket. Put one hand in the pocket. Put both hands in the pocket, right? Walk, look one way, look another way. Have a nice hair, mess with your hair. I can't do the hair thing because I don't have hair, but moving, run your hands through your hair, that type of stuff. The walking shot you can do 2 or 3 times, right? You can do 2 or 3 times that walking shot. You're going to get a lot of images from that walking shot, and each one of them is going to have a different feeling because you can change the poses, right? This is what I'm saying. When you're posing somebody, try to get as many images as you can from that location. Stop this nonsense of doing one pose here, another pose there, another pose over there. It's just going to bring frustration. You're not going to end up with a lot of images. Okay, explore the posing. All right, you can even repeat posing. It's not a problem at all. Let me see what else. I have another pose for this kid that I want to show you. Here you go. I was talking about the hair thing. So that's a very tight crop there. He's just leaning against the lamppost there. Okay, so one hand in the pocket, another one has a nice hair. Just run your hand through your hair a few times. Usually they don't get it at the first time. The first time usually is not the best one. Get them to do 2 or 3 times, and then you get them to get the perfect shot one. All right, but that's a very simple pose. He's really just leaning against and the way I remember the way I did this, I look at the lamp post and said, Kobe, that's his name, Kobe. If you're talking to your buddies and if you're gonna lean against that lamp post, how would you do that? He went there, he leaned there, he had his hand loose. I just put the right hand on your pocket, and then run your left hand through your hair, and boom, that's what it is. Okay, so start with something that's natural to them, and then you go there and you correct a little bit. Let me see. Sunglasses, there's a sunglass, hand in your pocket, look at the sunglasses. And I usually say there's some funny shit happening at the sunglasses. When you say something like that, be ready to shoot, because the first smile is going to come naturally. So you're going to say, hey, look at your sunglasses now, and there is some funny shit happening at the sunglasses. Give him a smile. And the very first smile, when you say that, or look that way and there's some funny shit happening there, they're gonna smile. That's when you're shooting. You're not shooting when you tell them to smile, because the first smile is gonna be the natural one, and that's what you want, right? I look at him and say, look at your sunglasses, there's some funny shit happening there, and boom, took the picture. And then, now give me a smile, and then I took the other ones. All right? So what else? I want to go through the sitting down ones. Oh, holding the jacket. Let me see. Sitting down. Another pose, sitting down. There's this one sitting down here. When you sit down a guy, don't sit the guy or the girl at the end of the chair. Always sit on the edge of the chair, right? A little bit sideways, go long ways, right? Hold your hand like this and just lean, put your elbows on your knees or close to your knees and look at the camera. Tilt your head a little bit, boom, there you go, right? Because this is natural to guys to do this, okay? So very easy. There's another one here that I want to share with you. So this one I have a groomsman on the back. Ignore the groomsman and just look at the pose there. All right. So before I move on, if you're enjoying this live, if this is being helpful to you, hit that heart button there. Let's get some interaction in here so Instagram can show this to more people. Come on, folks, show us some love. So hit that heart button there, so we're gonna keep going. Okay, help us to help Instagram to find us a little bit easier. All right. So in that one, thank you. So in that one there, so same thing, right? He's leaning towards the camera, little smile, holding the hands. All right, very, very natural for guys to do this. Very, very easy. Okay. And I think I have one more here that I want to show you. Let me see. Oh yeah, and a variation from that one is the crossing the legs. All right, but it's the same thing. Every time you posing somebody sitting, they're sitting on the edge of the chair, right? Not really at the bottom. Nobody looks good. Back here is going to show that belly. It's going to show inflated. You don't want that, right? Sit on the edge of the chair, a little bit angled to the camera, lean in a little bit to make it flattening. Why? Remember, everything that's closer to the camera looks bigger, and guys, you want to make their shoulder bigger, their chest bigger. Lean towards the camera. Okay. And let me see if there is anything else here that I can show you. I don't think so. But let's look. Yeah, that's it. That's this one here, holding the jacket, hand in your pocket, hold your jacket. You can use both hands to do your jacket. Hey Anna, it was Anna's birthday on Sunday. No, which day is today? Today's Monday. Yeah, Anna's birthday on Saturday. Yeah. So if you're holding the jacket on here with both hands, one hand's always higher than the other. Don't do this. This is true Saturday. That's right. I need to get my day straight, Anna. One hand a little bit higher than the other. Let's see if I'm open here. So I'm holding one here, another one over here, but not like this, right? Very close to each other. Looks a little bit more flattering. Okay. Well, I think it's a lot of information there. So This is what I want you to get. If you guys get one thing from this live, is actually two things. I'm going to ask you to get two things from this live. One is, always remember, guys don't like to have their pictures taken, much less being posed. So make it natural. You start with them, what's natural for them. Ask them to lean over here as if you're talking to your buddies, and you go there and you just fix one thing here and there. It's going to look very natural. And always try to go as fast as you can, right? Without being sloppy, as fast as you can, because guys hate this type of things, right? And if you can go there and you can do your job in 5-10 minutes on a wedding day, they're going to love you forever. Okay, one thing. Another thing is that I want you to get out of this is move fast by having them mirroring you. All right, so you do the pose and one step at a time, and they will mirror you. In order for that to happen, you need to know the pose. Okay, you can't go stand there and say, do the, oh no, I don't like that, let's do that. Okay, because guys, I truly believe that frustrations with posing comes from not knowing how to direct. Focus on how you're directing, and I want to do a live mostly on directing, because there's a lot of little things here and there that we can do. There's a lot of posing that I want to work with you. I want to work on directing. I want to work in posing hands, which is a big pain. I know it is a pain, but there's some science behind it. Yeah, so two things: mirroring and move fast. Okay, I think that's all I have to talk tonight. Thank you so very much for watching. Thank you so very much for joining me. If you think this is going to help a friend of yours, share that live with them. This live is going to be available on Instagram in a few minutes, and also on Facebook. It's claysouzaofficial, and also on YouTube channel, claysouzaofficial, right? So you can watch it any of this time. So, and you can watch it later, save it for later. Thank you so very much for the love. Thank you so much for the hearts, and I will see you on Wednesday. Okay. Thank you guys. Have a good night. Bye bye.